We are back for another episode of building the Nantahala Retreat. Today we're going to finish our cabinet installation, and we're also going to take a look at some of the other major progress that's been going on behind the scenes. Let's get started with the installation of this kitchen island. And if you were ever wondering what's underneath your kitchen island, it's probably this, some wooden cleats that are screwed to your floor. We located these cleats by marking the outside edge of the cabinet on some blue tape and then moving over 3/4 of an inch, the thickness of the sidewall of our cabinet. This wire that comes up out of the floor and then through our cabinet is for a receptacle in the side of the island, and you have to have one by code here. Like most kitchen islands, ours is made from multiple cabinets put together. I like to set the first cabinet like we did here and then measure off of it to put any additional cleats in the floor, and I find that to be a little more accurate and a little less scary because we are screwing through the floor. It was at this point we ran into our first snag of the day when we realized these cabinets were out of plumb in opposite directions due to a hump in the floor. We did a little measuring and decided that we needed a 1/8 inch shim under the outside edge of each of these cabinets to bring them up to plumb so the face frames met nicely. After that, we could fasten through the kick plate of these cabinets into our cleats to hold them permanently into place. These screw heads will get covered later by a finished piece of toe kick. One important note about this kitchen island is the placement. And it's actually 4 feet from any of the other cabinetry, and that's more than normal. Like a standard would be 3 feet, but I don't like to do that. I think that feels cramped up, especially like in this situation where you have an oven that opens here, a dishwasher that opens here, a refrigerator that opens toward the island here. If you go 3 feet, in my opinion, you're gonna feel cramped. So we always try to go 4 feet as a minimum, and that is a very comfortable workflow for that island as far as the other things. We're gonna do a little segment highlighting some of the ingenious job site tools we have here at the Perkins job site. Today, we're gonna look at the vacuum we have, which is nothing too special.
Fancy.
There it is.
Shop vac.
But, let's check out the hose. All right, stretch that thing out, Jay. Keep going.
I'm just gonna vacuum downstairs, I'll be back.
A little segment called Hose Is So Long. Look at this thing. Whoa. Wow.
48. You got about 54 feet of hose there, baby.
We posed the question on our last project about crown molding. Why is it a 52-38 on the angles instead of 45-45? And Nate, my man who made this crown molding right here, this cove, he said that he knows the answer. 38-52. This one side actually has a little bit wider of a flat spot here to get a nail into the face frame of the cabinet versus this where it's a 38.
Sorry.
We're solving the mysteries of the world, man.
Wow.
Who would have known?
Can't wait to see what we're going to learn next.
With our base cabinets for the island now fastened to the floor and to each other, we could fit them with these side and back panels that Nate made, which are really beautiful. In some cases, we'd have to order skins that match the cabinets and then do all this cutting and fitting on the job, but not with this one. If you're wondering why these side panels look too long, that's actually on purpose. It's to support the granite that will stick off 1 foot off the back of the island, and it'll also give the island a wider looking profile from the sides, and you'll still be able to get your legs up under here and scoot in tight to the bar. I really like this thing, so if it goes missing, it's not in my truck. Not there. It's probably in your truck somewhere you can't find it. Where are you guys at on baseboard?
Waiting on you, bro.
Really?
Yeah, we're done. Waiting on you.
We're gonna be a minute.
It looks like it. Do you want us to do it? Man, I'm telling you right now, if Mary and I would have done the cabinets in this place, they wouldn't even been close to being done yet.
This set of cabinetry in the basement is a wet bar, and it's gonna have under cabinet lighting, a sink, a mini fridge, and I think a kegerator coming through the wall. Pro tip, if you're using a hole saw like this, the pilot bit sticks out further than the rest of the hole saw. So what I'll do is pilot through the back of the material, and then I'll switch and go like this way so I don't get tear out on the inside, the visible part of the cabinet.
Jay here with a little pro tip. So when drilling holes for your piping there, what you want to do is you want to just get the pilot started through the back so that you can see it inside. Because if you just ram this thing right through, it's going to blow out the back, you're going to see that. So if you just get a little bit started to where you can see the hole, you can come around the front and finish the hole from the front, and that way it's a nice clean cut. Little pro tip, if I didn't know that one.
That was the exact same pro tip I just gave right before you did that.
Come on, bro, why don't you say something then?
I just wanted to see if you knew.
Whose was better?
I think
think yours was better.
Yeah.
What?
Thank you very much. Okay, come on back.
Oh!
Wow!
Oh, top on that.
Nice.
And look, the kick even misses our flooring. Bro, I'm telling you.
Well, what are you gonna do with that?
We're gonna have to put a little piece in there later. We can't set these on top of the flooring. It's this floating floor. We got a situation here where our wall's not plumb and we're about 3/16 out and we're tight. We don't have room to pull this out and add a wide spacer. And putting an angled shim in that's like 3/16 to nothing is gonna look terrible. So we're actually gonna scribe a line on this on some blue tape, hand plane the bottom, put it back, see if that works.
Now I'm going back bevel a little bit on purpose here.
Yeah, I thought I was doing a good job, but Jamie's like, no, give me that thing.
I can't let you have all the satisfaction in this little job.
Yeah, he didn't quite let me finish planing that. He took it from me.
I think he knows what's best.
The tape was starting to get a little burr, okay? Yeah. Just like a little trashy edge that was hanging off. You can't tell what you're doing.
Yeah.
Can't see what is lying, right? Can't see it. Well, anyway, so I flipped the burr back over on the top. I skewed my plane at an angle and did this, see? So I cut it real nice and flush and clean. So I said, this is a good way to take the burr off. Or you could just turn up the heat a little bit. If you want to get rid of the burr, right? Turn up the heat. You know, burr, cold.
I got it.
Okay, yeah.
You know a joke is really bad when you actually have to explain the joke
Twice.
Yeah, then you know it's bad. I mean, it's good for you. I mean, it was a great joke for you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Just not for...
I mean, I got some more material. Maybe you could help me work on it later together, like you and me.
Let's take a quick break to thank our sponsor for today's video, Buddy Punch. Buddy Punch is an online time card, punch clock, and scheduling system for your employees, and it's great for small businesses. Owning or operating your own business is hard work, but scheduling your employees and keeping track of their hours does not have to be. Buddy Punch is available in a web-based format or in an app that you can use on your cell phone or your iPad, and it's really easy to use. I set up Buddy Punch for my company in about 10 minutes flat, and it's great for accountability because when your employees log in, they can log in using GPS so you know they're actually at the job. And this is great. Employees can punch in just using facial recognition. Buddy Punch also allows you to create schedules for each of your employees for different jobs so they actually know when to be where. Once you've created a schedule, you can easily send it to all of your employees through the app and they can get it via email and or by push notification through the app on their phone. There's tons of other features including automatic overtime calculations, and Buddy Punch has a great user rating and great support. So if you run a business and you're looking to simplify your life and get more accurate hours from your employees fast and easy, make sure to click the link in our description below. Get Buddy Punch for yourself. Thanks to Buddy Punch for sponsoring our video. Let's get back to work.
All right, there you go. Push a little bit. Now you're just gonna feel a little pressure and then maybe just a little sting and then it'll be fine. There it is.
What's he referring to?
Not really sure.
All right. Does it look any better?
Oh, it's about a 1/4 inch off. We should try this.
Oh, okay. That looks better. Okay. I was like, what? It didn't do anything.
I think that's really good.
Okay, that's really good.
I think it's really
We're
good.
good. Goal. Also never endured a dad joke that bad either.
Oh my Lord.
It's like, what are we doing right now? Here's a look at the completed wet bar cabinetry, which looks super awesome. I was really happy with how this turned out, and I'm sure the client will love it as well. We also knocked out all the bathroom vanities, but due to it being cramped spaces and not very well lit, we didn't really film it, but here they are. These cabinets are a hybrid style, I would call them. They have a furniture style leg and a toe kick, which gets you away from a lot of the problems with a strictly furniture style leg.
We're working on some details to get ready to install the skirt boards, which is the first step of finishing the stairway. Now, we let the bullnose hang over about 2 inches right here, and I need to actually cut out a little slot for the skirt board to slide in behind the edge of the bullnose. How do you do that? Well, I'm going to show you how I do it. This is a 3/4 thick piece of trim that represents the thickness of the skirt, and you can see it slides in with a nice, actually snug fit. And I've got some tape around it right there right now. but it is a friction fit. There, the board will stay.
Friction fit.
Friction fit. So how do I get it to fit so nice and snug? Here's the trick. Take a piece of the same material, subtract about a 1/16 of an inch in the thickness, because that's about how thick the saw kerf is on this pull saw. There's room for the saw blade and the board, and then you pull that out. If you don't do that and you just use your blade on the outside of this board, you just cut it a blade width too wide and your board will be sloppy fit.
Well, that's a sad story.
Nobody wants a sloppy fit. Now we just need a good chisel cut right there. Tricky spot here to get in.
So this is CA glue. It's basically a fancier way of saying super glue.
Okay.
So this is the
CA.
glue, and this is an activator. So you put the glue on one side and an activator on the other, and you stick it together, and it dries instantly.
Okay, so instead of using brad nails here,
I cut it 3/8. That one I gripped it 3/8. Not problem. I mean, that's maybe a cool Easter quarter. You know how
And you got to be perfectly aligned up.
And you don't want your door stick out thing dragging across the face of this piece to get there.
And then you just press and hold.
We meant to carve out the back now.
And it's glued.
About a quarter.
wow.
It's about
Instant.
a quarter.
And if you have a little bit of extra, you just hit it with the accelerator,
Take that full piece,
and it'll dry.
press it on there, see if there's anything.
What do you think about that?
I think it's pretty awesome.
What's going on with all this stick out you got right here? What is, look at this.
What's that?
Cabinetry and trim hasn't been the only progress going on here. The electricians have been here doing the electrical trim out, which includes the receptacle, switches, and light fixtures. And this was the coolest light fixture of the kitchen island, which is lights hanging from a giant chunk of wood. These guys also got the electrical panel trimmed out so that we could call for a temporary CO and get our permanent power hooked up and turn all the lights on for the rest of the finish of this house. Yeah, so I think this wrapping should at least that high.
B&B wilderness package, please.
What height do you think would be, where you want to set it?
Well, what, 5 feet to the bottom might be nice?
I think you're there.
About a foot above Jason's head.
Oh, hey, now!
My pro tip of the day is to make low-hanging light fixtures on the job very visible so that you don't hit your head on them. People are usually wearing hats and looking down, and I've cracked my head on so many of these things. This is how we made this one visible. Another huge chunk of progress that's been happening, but not on the job site, is the finishing of all the doors and all the trim at the shop. Some of these brand new doors actually needed some repair work before we could finish them, and then each door was sanded on each side and then cleaned before we applied the stain. We're using a stain color called Special Walnut. It's an oil-based stain and one of my favorites because it doesn't have too much of a red undertone, just a nice brown color. After each door was stained, we attached some 90-degree metal L brackets on the top and bottom of the door so that we could hang it in this drying rack, and we would leave space between each door so that they could dry evenly and quickly. After the stain was dry, we came back with 2 coats of matte polyurethane finish, water-based, sanding between coats, and these doors are finally ready to install.
So good news for today is that this man said they only have half of the trim that we're supposed to get today. So he said the other guys...
Good news, right?
Yes, of course. The other guy's bringing it later, so we told him not to rush or anything. It's kind of wet outside. We don't want to get any accidents driving too fast. We told him just take your time, bub, take your time.
We followed the same process as the doors with about 75 1x4 spruce boards, 16 feet long. This is all the baseboard for the house. And this would be a mind-numbing job by yourself, but with a couple of your buddies, you can knock it out fast and actually have a pretty good time. As you can see, our project is really starting to wrap up now. This is the master bedroom, which is pretty much done now. It has floors, trim, doors, even doorknobs. The only thing it's lacking is the final coat of paint, and we're gonna do some touch-ups where we've nicked the wall, doing all these other processes. Some of the big remaining projects are railings in the loft and also the finished treads and risers on this set of stairs. And also in the next video, we're gonna tackle all of the cove molding and light rail in our kitchen and in our wet bar. We're done installing all of the cabinets, including the vanities, and the wet bar. Nate, thank you so much. Appreciate your help. Beautiful, beautiful cabinets. Come back anytime, man. We hope to see you again. We got a big announcement. Red Cam, this guy, it's her last day on the job. I'm trading her in and getting $1,100 for this old phone for a new iPhone 13 today.
And your kid's getting one too, right?
Not a chance.
Yay.
No way.
Mark my words, bro.
No,
By the end of this month,
I am not buying my
end of
kid
this
a
month, Chase will have
$1,400 phone.
one.
As always, thanks for building with us. We really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed the video, please remember to get subscribed, give us a thumbs up, and click the notification bell so you get all the future videos that we ever release forever. We'll see you on the next one.